Yo, what's up, people? It's the one, and we are back with Etheria Restart content. So today we're gonna have a bit of a discussion about a topic that has been concerning, to say the least. And it's regarding the negativity within the community. Now, why am I all of a sudden talking about this? Well, regarding the dev notes that released a few days ago, I dropped a video on the channel about it, and I had some people in the comments that were unhappy. And I thought this isn't specifically targeted to that individual. Um, I saw Reddit as well, other content creators, people on Twitter, just in general, the overall response hasn't been great. And that is very concerning, and it's not a good look. For a multitude of reasons, which we'll talk about in this video. People just need to be more patient. People just need to be more patient. I feel like people expect all the issues to be fixed overnight, and if you are expecting that every issue this game has to be fixed overnight, then you are out of touch, because that's not how gacha games work, right? That's not how games operate in general. If there's an issue within the game, first of all, they need to get the feedback that, okay, this is the exact issue that's going on. Then once they have received the feedback, and once they've received all sorts of feedback, they then incorporate it bit by bit. They don't incorporate every single fix all at once, because for every fix they make in the game, there's going to be a domino effect, right? So they have to make sure that the game's balanced. Like if there's something wrong with a character, if they, or maybe a shell, for example, a shell isn't working correctly, and or maybe people are complaining that a shell is broken, right? And they fix that shell, or nerf it, or buff it, whatever the hell. That's going to have effects in other game modes, where maybe game modes where the shell wasn't as effective, maybe now the shell just breaks the game mode, for example. So they have to be smart with how they implement things, so that they don't make what's a small problem an even bigger problem, or what some of you guys consider a big problem even more bigger, right? So people need to be more patient on that front. And we as a community shouldn't become out of touch. What do I mean by this? Is with the dev notes, the devs did really well every single fix that they're going to be implementing. And for example, things with like the gear re-rolling for substats and main stats, things like that, and things like with the what's it called, the anisync. Wait, hold on, let me show you guys right here with the anisync echoes. So what they're doing with this is they're gonna add a ×5 speed here. With the Ember Trek, they're gonna make it to where you don't have to play through normal difficulty. You can just skip all through that. I think they're gonna implement the same thing with Ethernet Rally as well. I can't remember exactly. So they're making changes that we requested, right? They're making changes that we requested. And they're also trying to reduce the time sink, because that's a huge thing many people were complaining about. But for some reason, I won't say the majority of the community, because I don't want to paint everyone with the same brush, but a large amount of people are complaining at the fact that they fixed a lot of issues that we were complaining about. Did they fix every issue? No, they didn't. They haven't addressed some issues. To name a few, let me go to the shells. Let's go to, who will I go to? Let's see, who was the shell equipped? Yeah, we'll go with this Alacon, for example. The reconfiguring echoes is really expensive, because it's really hard to get these mythical rolls on your shells, right? It's very hard, and they need to reduce the RNG surrounding the passive effects on your shells, because you can go through 1 million, 2 million shell training data. I guess that's the right word for it, training data, just to potentially get the right roll on your shell. This is the issue. I said it in the last video. I've said it in videos before that. I'm saying it again. This is a issue that they haven't yet addressed, right? But just because they haven't addressed everything doesn't mean that we should be dismissive of the fixes that they have already made. Now, I'm not shilling for the game, right? I'm just being real. If we had a list of 20 things that we need fixed in the game, and they came up with 15 fixes, with 15 out of 20 fixes, instead of being like, oh shit, they actually like fixed a lot of shit right here, people are looking at the five things that haven't been fixed yet, right? In the dev notes that they posted a few days ago, they said they're still taking feedback and they're still working on more fixes, right? And they want to provide the best possible game and give the best experience, and they want this game to do well long term. This is a long-term project. This is a long-term game. So they are gonna get to whatever issue that you guys are talking about, like the show, for instance. They will get to it, right? The reason why we probably haven't gotten the shell fix or shell balance or whatever is because they're still working on a way to implement it correctly, so it doesn't mess up the game and make things worse. Because let's be real here, we don't want an issue like with Honkai Star Rail, for example, where people complain about something and the devs, without even giving a fuck, right, half-arsedly, you know, make a fix, but their fix actually makes the game worse, right? The fix actually makes the game much worse than originally, right? So they want to implement a change that makes the players happy. So with this, it takes time. So people need to be more patient, right? No game is going to be perfect on launch. No game in all of time has had a perfect launch. It takes time. There's going to be bugs. There's going to be there's going to be things that need to be fixed. There's going to be balance issues. There's going to be things that are going to be wrong, or maybe the quality of life isn't up to par. These things take time. Many of you guys don't know, you know, the behind the scenes of these sort of games, but these things take time, right? Yes, there is an economy issue. They are working on it. They are working on it. They want to improve the economy. Yes. The things with the RNG event, with that RNG, with the pieces, with the perfect lattice pieces. Yes, they understood that that was a bad model to have in the game, and they're working on a way to fix it, right? They addressed it in the dev notes. So to wrap this up, right, to summarize this, we need to be more patient and give the devs grace. Give them grace, right? Because many people aren't aware of how lucky we are to have a good dev team that are openly listening to what the players are asking for, and even hearing out what the players are wanting. I've played hundreds upon hundreds of games, and many games, right, don't give a shit what the players say. Many games, many devs don't give a shit what the player base say. They drop banners left, right, and center, like with Jujutsu Kaisen, Phantom Parade. They don't give a fuck. They'll drop 15 banners in 1 month, and if players complain, they don't give a shit. They really don't give a shit. They will drop 16 the next month, or even 20 the next month. They don't give a shit, right? Or people asking for more ways to farm currency. They don't give a shit. But we have a dev team that are openly looking at the feedback in the Discord, openly looking at the feedback in the Reddit, openly looking at the feedback on Twitter, right? And they're compiling all this data. I'm telling you guys, I know they are, right? I know they are. Us creators are giving them feedback on exactly what you guys are saying. So there's no way they don't know what you guys are asking for. They know what you guys are asking for. It takes time to implement it into the game correctly to avoid any mishaps. So don't expect everything to be fixed overnight. These things are in bit by bit processes, right? They're in small parts, right? So what hasn't been addressed in the dev notes that came out recently will be addressed. Just give it time, right? And stop with the doom and gloom posting of the game, right? And I'll be real, I'm not gonna baby any of you guys, because all of you guys are grown. You guys know how to act, right? If you don't like a game, if this game ain't for you, it ain't for you. I'm not gonna force anyone to play what they don't want to play, and I'm not gonna preach or force anyone to play what they don't want to play, right? If the game ain't for you, it ain't for you. But don't go around spreading negativity, spreading this doom and gloom. Can the game be better? Yes. Every game can be better. Is there issues? Yes. Every game has issues. Are the devs willing to fix that? Is the real question. And we know clearly they are, right? And they have in the past fixed many issues already. So just give it time, guys. That's all I have to say, man. I just had to give this, I just dropped this video and just give my 2 cents on this, because many people weren't happy with the dev notes, and instead of being happy with the dev notes that we got, which many problems are going to be fixed, they're like, oh, let's look at the, instead of looking at the 80% of the problems that have been already addressed, let's look at the 20% that hasn't been addressed yet. Like, dudes are looking at everything. Dudes are just too pessimistic, right? Dudes are just too overly negative. Look at the silver lining in things and be more positive, because good things are coming. I know that for a fact, guys. So just be more patient. Give the devs some more time. They are cooking. They are cooking, right? Everything won't be fixed in one patch. So just give it time. So that's all I have to say. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you think I'm tripping? Let me know. Or, do you agree that we need to give the devs more grace, and let them cook? But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Leave a like, subscribe, join my Discord. Take care, and peace, guys.